Hello everybody, Louisa Jewell here. How are you? I hope that you're doing well and staying healthy. And I know it's been a long time, but we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and let's just hope that soon this is going to get back to some sort of normalcy. You can do this. And if you need more support, I am still conducting my water cooler talks. So every Monday and Thursday afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we get together in the water cooler. We learn a little bit about well-being, we socialize, we talk. We don't talk about coronavirus. We don't talk about what's going on in the world. It's half an hour of great conversation and learning something positive and new. So please join us if you're needing more support. Now today, I wanted to talk to you about how to manage rejection. So why am I talking about this? I was chuckling the other day because CBC called me to do a radio show. I did a syndicated radio show across Canada. Often when they call me, they ask me to comment on a piece of research. So this particular research was highlighting how, in general, happiness is in a U-shaped curve. So your level of happiness is in a U-shaped curve over your lifetime. So typically you are happier when you are younger, and then as you get older, your happiness levels drops. We see the lowest dip around age 47, and then it comes right back up again. So as you get older, you get happier. Now, of course, this is just average in terms of studies. This doesn't happen to everybody. It's just in general, we see this U-shaped curve. And I kind of chuckled because I thought to myself, it's kind of like the same curve of happiness based on how much you care about what other people think. I thought, when you're young and you're a baby, you're a toddler, you're a little kid, you go and you play and you do things and you act silly and you don't really care what other people think. You're blissfully happy. And then, you start caring about what other people think when you're a teenager, in your 20s, in your 30s. You're thinking, am I good enough? Am I just as good as everybody else? Am I successful enough, etc.? And same in your 40s. And then I found, for me anyway, in my 40s and even when I went into my 50s, I really started to care less about what other people thought about the way I live, about my business, etc. Now, I do care about feedback, so I'm not saying, oh, let's just put my head in the sand and I don't care. I do care if I'm hurting somebody's feelings. I want to know that, right? I want to know if what I'm doing is not effective. So I want that good feedback. But I don't stop myself from moving forward with anything just because I think there might be people out there who don't think what I'm doing is a good idea. So I wanted to give you a few tips on how to manage those feelings of rejection, because those feelings of rejection are strong. They can act as a big barrier for you for going out and doing the things you want to do. And now that we're on this big pause, I know a lot of you are thinking, maybe now is the time to go and do that thing that I've always wanted to do. So if this helps break down any barriers, I will be happy for that. So my first piece of advice, and this comes as a quote from Seth Godin. I love Seth Godin. He has such great advice. And his quote was, people don't reject you, they reject your story. And I loved that because what it's saying is it's not that they don't like you personally. It's the way you've set it up. It's the way perhaps that you presented the idea. Perhaps it's the words you've used, the images you've used, the websites that you've marketed on, or the audiences that you've targeted. The message is not resonating with them. It's time to change the message. Do it in a different way that might appeal to them differently. So I love that because it takes the onus off of you and allows you to think about, maybe there's another way that I can approach this. And it feels better than being personally rejected. Now, there's another quote. So number 2, another quote that came from Esther Hicks that I thought was great. I'm going to read it here. You cannot evaluate the success of your teaching by those who are not ready for you. So when you think about being rejected by people, perhaps those people are just not ready to hear that message. They're just not ready to take that step towards what you're offering for them. So, and that's okay. If they're not ready, we could help them get ready, right? To get ready to be ready to be ready, right? But if they're not ready, that's okay. What you want to do is be reaching out to people who are ready for you. Who are those people? Maybe you get a better idea of when people are ready for you. What are the signs that people are ready for you? Mark those down so that you can see those things. Or perhaps maybe the words you use will be specific to attracting those people who are ready for you. Now, the third tip that I want to give you is to understand that not everybody is your customer. Not everybody is your audience. Not every organization is going to want you, and that is okay. Now, instead of banging yourself, against the wall, always wanting to get into that place, get into that organization, or do that thing, you have to understand that you just might not be a good fit. And instead of continuing to bang on that closed door, sometimes it's better to look away from the closed door and see that the other doors that are open for you. Once again, I go back to my best customers. I say, who are my best customers? Who are these people? And I describe them fully as to who my best customers are, who keeps coming back and engaging in my programs. And I think those are the people that really, they're my customer. They are my audience. And then I focus in on those people and attracting more of those people. And especially the people that I love working with, that are pleasant, that pay on time, that tell their friends about me. Those are the kinds of people that I want to attract in my business. I don't want to be working with people who are difficult and give me a hard time all the time. That doesn't make my business fun. And the fourth tip that I want to give you is I want to talk about changing your mindset around rejection. Now, here's the thing. If you never get out there, you will never be rejected. I remember dating. I'm really not dating right now, but when I was out there dating, and there were some men that I liked, and they didn't like me. Some men that I dated a few times and wanted to continue dating them, they didn't want to continue dating me, and vice versa. There were guys that I didn't want to date, and I went on a few dates with guys, and after I was like, not for me, right? Even though they wanted to continue dating. So it went back and forth. Now, I never took it personally. I just thought, okay, they're just not into me, right? And also, that happens also in business, right? You can go out there and they'll say no. Maybe they don't have the budget right now, whatever the case may be. But if you are putting yourself out there and you're getting rejected, then rejection is a sign that you are doing the right things to grow your business or to bring love to you or whatever it is that you are putting yourself out there for. So if I get rejected by organizations, I say, you know what? Good for you, because that means you're actually reaching out to these organizations, which is exactly what you need to be doing if you want to get more business. So I look at rejection as evidence that I am at least getting myself out there and doing the right thing. Now, maybe I'm going to tweak my message. Maybe I'm going to think about different audiences. I will get information back from that rejection to make it better the next time I go out there. But getting rejected is still a sign that yes, you are doing something right. You are doing the courageous thing by putting yourself out there. So rethink your ideas about rejection. Rejection is not a bad thing. Rejection is a good thing because you are putting yourself out there, and that takes courage and confidence. So I hope these tips were helpful, and go out there and fulfill your dreams. Now's the time. You know, my ex-husband, who sadly passed away, he said he wanted to have a tattoo put on his wrist of a watch. And inside the watch, he wanted to say, now. Now is the time. There's no better time than right now to get started on your life and what you really want to be doing. This is an opportunity for you to do that. And if I can help in any way, you reach out to me, louise@louisajewel.com. I'd love to hear from you. All right, I will put information about the water coolers below if you are needing some more help. And I am praying for you and sending you all my positive energy. We'll see you soon.